Hello, welcome back to another Museum from Home program here at the Charlotte Museum of History. Today I am delighted to be joined by Delores of the League of Women Voters of Mecklenburg County. She is their president and she is here today to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment. Now this is a huge anniversary because on August 18th of 1920, women officially get the right to vote in all of the United States. So this is a big anniversary. Why does it matter, Delores? Why should we be excited by this?
Okay, Lauren, thanks so much for inviting me. My name is Delores Johnson-Hurt, and this is an anniversary that is actually a landmark in the history of this country. Before 1920, women in this country largely were not able to vote. They were not full-fledged citizens. They could not earn property. They could not have their children if there were a divorce situation. Can you imagine that almost half of the country could not vote barely just over 100 years ago? This 19th Amendment is so important because it puts women on a journey towards equal rights in this country. And I must admit that although most women were able to vote as of 1920, women of color could not. And so we, women of color, could not vote until the 1965 Voting Rights Act. And that allowed everybody to vote in this country because of the voter suppression that took place among women of color during that time. But this is important because I don't think most Americans remember the fight for the right to vote. It took over 70 years for women to vote in this country. It took demonstrations, it took protests, it took jailings, it took hunger strikes. It took the ridicule from both men and women for women in this country to vote. Almost half of the population in this country could not vote. Women could not vote. And I just think that this anniversary, the right of women to vote, should even become a holiday so people know that the right to vote is a privilege as well as a right, and it should be acknowledged by everybody in this country.
Absolutely. It's an important moment and it represents the struggle over hundreds of years. And it's a struggle that doesn't end in 1920. I think you made a really important point there. It's a beginning. It's the beginning of a continued struggle and a continued quest to make sure that everyone gets to have a voice in this democracy. And the League of Women Voters, of course, has a very important part to play in this, and it has a connection to this 19th Amendment as well. Would you mind telling us just a little bit about the League of Women Voters and this incredible connection you guys have?
Yes, absolutely. The predecessors of the founders of the League of Women Voters were at the forefront of getting the right to vote. Women in England won the right to vote about 14 years before we did here in this country. So the League was founded in order to give women knowledge about the voting process, how to vote, how to learn about who's running for office, just the ways this country was to be governed and how it would be governed better through their input. So the League, while it was founded to help women learn how to vote and know how to vote, of course now we are in the business of wanting to have everybody, all citizens, vote in this country. And that's what we do. We are a nonpartisan, non-political organization, but we are political in that we lobby strongly for the right of everyone to vote in this country. And we go to the extent of even bringing lawsuits to make that possible. So the League has been very important in this struggle. It's been very important in making sure we acknowledge this anniversary of the 19th Amendment every year as well.
And how can we honor this anniversary? How do you suggest we celebrate?
Well, the League is very big on voting. We want citizens to be informed about how their government works in order to make good decisions about the leaders uh, who are going to move this country forward. So the League is very big on voting, 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 voting. And we register a lot of people, naturalized citizens every year, thousands of them every year, which we can't do at this time because of COVID. So the first step in order to register to vote is to register. And you can go online. The Department of Motor Vehicles is a place where you can go online to register to vote if you have an ID or if you have a driver's license. You can go to the website of the Board of Elections here in Charlotte to pick up a registration form, fill it out, and return it by mail or in person. And this year, because of COVID, we're pushing absentee ballot voting by mail. There again, you can contact the Board of Elections to get that application. And I know that many organizations are mailing out these requests for absentee ballots at this particular time. It's very, very popular. Also, I want to call your attention to an offering the League has that's called vote411.org. And if you go on that site, you will find out all you need to know about voting. And the beautiful thing about that as well is that you can look up any candidates in the area where you're voting to find out what their positions are on the issues. That's very important. That goes to our wanting you to be an informed voter. That particular site, vote411.org, goes live this coming Saturday, and I urge you to check it out. I think you'll be pleased with what you can find out on that site.
I can't think of a better way to celebrate the striving, the resisting, the persisting, the fighting, and honor the legacy of all of these people than making sure that you register to vote and that you get to do exactly what they fought so hard for. So we'll definitely make sure all of those links are in the comments for this video. We hope that everyone is going to go out, register to vote, and be a part of our democracy. Thank you so much, Delores, for joining us today. We had such a great time talking with you, and we are excited to see what we can continue to accomplish together.
Thank you, Lauren. I know that you guys play a big role every 4th of July when the League is there, when we have the new citizens naturalized and are able to get voting registration forms and register to vote. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Hopefully we will get to see you guys again in July of 2021.
Thank you.